Here we are at the Elkmont Campground, and I'm going to show you how to find the ghost town. So you need to walk pretty much to the end of the campground, which is the end loop. And here's N4. And the gentleman at the reservation booth told me to come to N4, go past these rocks, go down this trail, and come to a bridge. So let's see if we find the bridge. This trail pretty much borders spot N3, and the creek we have, or the river over here. So we'll follow this down until we find the ghost town. Just a shot of the beautiful creek. Flows through the campground. You can hear it as you're falling asleep from pretty much any site. Beautiful campground. Not much in the way of facilities, but the nature can't be beat. Alright, the trail comes out here. He said to turn left and then go across this bridge. I think we're there. It looks like you can drive down here, and it looks like we found the ghost town. I see tourists and abandoned buildings. So let's go explore. So here we have an explanation of this ghost town, really called Daisytown's eclectic architecture. It says the buildings you see along this shaded street are a hodgepodge of designs. These rustic cabins were built by city dwellers inspired by the Back to Nature movement. Influenced by the craftsman style of architecture, which emphasized simplicity and the use of natural materials, some cabins are made of board and batten, while others use rough-hewn logs. Outdoor living spaces, such as large porches, brought nature into these mountain retreats. Rustic design continued in the interior with exposed wood ceilings, walls, and floors. Interesting. So this cabin, which is this cabin right here, originally built in 1830 along Jake's Creek as a one-story log house, is one of the oldest buildings in the region. It used to belong to the longtime resident Levi Trentham and was dismantled, moved behind the Mayo cabin, and remodeled to serve as a guest house in 1932. Well, what do you know? So at the beginning of the trail, you've got this Appalachian Clubhouse, which we'll take a look at in a minute. There's some information on it over here. Go ahead and go through this. Wow, that's a lot of people. Some old faces right there. Look at that. Probably all gone by now. Looks like they were living it up back then, though. All these folks. They're having a good time. Especially that dude. What's his agenda? So the Appalachian Clubhouse was once the heart of a resort community that grew up here. One of many southern Appalachian resorts that thrived in the early 20th century. The Little River Lumber Company began promoting this area for development even as it was logging the surrounding hillsides. In 1910, 50 acres were deeded to a group of civic and business leaders who wanted to establish a sportsman's club. Over time, the club became more social, and its members included many of Knoxville's commercial and civil elite. The Appalachian Clubhouse doubled as a hotel for members and their guests, serving as the social hub that tied Daisytown, Millionaire's Row, and Society Hill together. In fact, many former residents referred to the entire area as Clubtown. Sounds like a hopping good time. So that picture up here, the original clubhouse shown here in 1925, burned and was replaced by the current building in 1934. Oh man, the original one's not even here. And it says the train from Knoxville made 8 stops along the way, arriving in Elkmont 3 hours later. The last stop on the line was the Appalachian Club. Last stop. So we'll go have a little closer of a look, but that door is locked. Go up the stairs here. Don't think we're allowed inside, but lots of nice rocking chairs here for viewing. So that's the porch. There's some people swinging, enjoying the chairs. Here's some brochures, some old brochures. Beautiful Elkmont country, reached by the Knoxville and Augusta and Little River Railroads. The Appalachian Club was established in 1910 by a group of local and regional business and civic leaders who had hunted and fished in Elkmont for many years. Although the area had been home to several families since the 1830s, it was relatively unknown until the coming of the logging industry in the 1880s. As word spread of its scenic beauty and outstanding recreational opportunities, Elkmont became one of many southern Appalachian resorts that thrived in the early 20th century. In 1912, the Wonderland Park Club opened a hotel a half a mile north of here, and members of both clubs built vacation cabins near the clubhouses. For a time, Little River Lumber Company not only logged the area, complete with logging camps and Company Town, but provided daily railroad excursion service to Elkmont for club members and guests. Here's some more old pictures. Oh, the old swimming hole. Playing some tennis. Here's Elkmont in 1912. Looks a little different. So the 1920s were a time of transition for Elkmont as the lumbering area closed and resort era boomed. In 1934, Great Smoky Mountain National Park was established, and many families retained their cabin under lifetime leases, the last of which expired in 2001. With input from public and cooperation with local, federal, and historic preservation agencies, the park developed a plan to restore 19 historic structures. Quite a social place. It was quite a social place. People lived there and they took their fine clothes. They served food down at the Appalachian Club 3 times a day. But at night, and especially on Saturday night, they would dress up and have dinner and a dance. They had an orchestra, and they would have a regular social time on Saturday night. The Appalachian Club hosted annual gatherings on the 4th of July and Labor Day. Other social activities included card games, board games, bingo, and weekly dances, accompanied by the jukebox, an orchestra, or even a live band. This photo, taken circa 1917, shows club members on the porch of the original clubhouse. Alright, we came back in the daylight so we could get a little better view of 1 or 2 of these houses on the insides. Is the store open? Looks like there's a lot of remodeling going on because of stuff like that. The old wash basin here. Wraparound porches almost on every one of these houses. Old sink there. Old bathtub. You don't have a bunch of rust in them. Kitchenette. Metal. Take a look inside this one. All of these floors are slanted upwards and go up and down. There's like little hills inside the rooms. Not sure how that happened. There's another old sink. Should we look in here? This is definitely the littlest one. One room little shack. Pretty nice shack at that. This one's a little more spacious. Nice fireplace. Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoyed your virtual tour of this ghost town here at Elkmont. I'll be coming at you with some more good content from this little vacation, so stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.